In yesterday's Oilers Golden Knights video, I brought up who my 3 goalies would be for Team Canada at next year's Four Nations Face-Off, and that topic, as well as Team Canada's roster as a whole, seemed to interest quite a few of you here, so I'm going to have some fun today with this one, and I'm going to give you my projected roster for Team Canada, who my captain and alternate captains would be, and we'll dive a bit into the lineups. Look, I'm aware that in a year's time, things are going to be different, players will be playing better, maybe guys I have on my roster took a nosedive and aren't going to be on the team at all. This is just for fun. Bear with me. It's going to be really interesting to see how close, or most likely how far away this team is from the actual team that gets picked next February. In net, I've got Adin Hill as my starter, Stuart Skinner as a quote-unquote backup who could definitely take over the starter role throughout the tournament, and Sam Montembeault as my third goalie. Canadian goaltending definitely isn't what it used to be with guys like Carey Price, Roberto Luongo, Marty Brodeur, but I still think these are 3 solid goaltenders who can give you a chance to win. This is where things get fun. My first line is going to be Connor Bedard on the left side, Connor McDavid in the middle, and Mitch Marner on the right. I just feel like Mitch Marner's vision and playmaking ability is going to work so well with a finisher like Bedard. You toss in McDavid's speed, especially through the neutral zone. All 3 are elite play drivers. This would be so much fun. I thought long and hard about putting Crosby and McDavid together. We might actually end up seeing that in the tournament, but to start, I would roll with the all Nova Scotia line of Marchand, Crosby, and MacKinnon. These 3 have been training in the summers together for so long. You've got Marchand's grit and underrated skill. Crosby's so good at making plays below the hash marks, working on his edges and maintaining possession of the puck. Then you've got MacKinnon, who can carry the puck up ice like a hot knife through butter. I really like this trio, and I think they'd do some serious damage. Line 3 is where things start to get really interesting, because at this point you could have a whole different combination of guys. I know my team here has so many right shots, and right shots playing the left wing, but the more I thought about it, especially at forward, I don't want to pick a guy just because he's a left shot over a guy who's a right shot who I think is a much better player and better positional fit. For that reason, I've got Matt Barzal, Braden Point, and Mark Stone. Now you could also throw Mark Stone on the left wing here because he's such a smart player and he's so good at positioning himself on the ice, but I put Barzal there because of just his raw speed and skill. I think wherever you put him on the ice with that caliber of player, Stone and Point, he's going to thrive. And Braden Point, in my opinion, is still one of the most underrated players in the entire league. The guy scored 51 goals last year, and he's a great two-way player, which doesn't get talked about enough. I think on a third line, that's perfect. Then on the fourth line, I've got Nugent Hopkins on the left side, Scheifele in the middle, and Zach Hyman on the right side. I feel like on a team like this, Zach Hyman, you could play him with McDavid, yes, but in a fourth line grinder role, I think he would just work his tail off and it would just be relentless from him. Nugent Hopkins has some good skill, he can score, but I put him here in this lineup because I think he's really intelligent and responsible defensively. And then Scheifele in the middle, I mean, he's big, he's strong, he brings some more offensive upside to that fourth line. I also see a guy there who could just be so pumped up to be playing for his country. We know how much of a hockey fanatic he is. I could see him moving up in the lineup just because he's so into it. On D, I really do think it's a good idea to keep the Colorado pair, Taves and Makar, together. I also love the idea of putting Josh Morrissey with someone like Drew Doughty. I think that'll work really well. And then on my third pair, I'd have Morgan Rielly with Alex Pietrangelo. My extra forward would be Robert Thomas out of St. Louis. My extra D-man as of this point would be Noah Dobson, but if he keeps playing as good as he's playing, he's probably going to be in the starting lineup, if not the top 4. My captain would be Sidney Crosby. My 2 alternates would be Nathan MacKinnon and Drew Doughty. I actually think McDavid's developed into a pretty good leader, and I do think in reality he's probably going to wear an A at this tournament, but I can really see MacKinnon taking charge in a short tournament like this and being a really good alternate captain. There you go. That was really fun. I want to do Team USA. Let me know if you guys want to see that in the comments down below. If you'd like to see more different videos like this, let me know by liking and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. You're awesome.